The following is a presentation of Emory Uno Division 2. We good? There we go. I'm not sure what happened there. All right. We started this tournament with 74 hopefuls looking to play their way into the playoffs. Some were successful, some came up short, but now we have one final performance here to determine who will win Jazz July and who will be joining the field of 12 in the D2 Championship at the end of the season. Will be number one seed MarbleCyde with 10 wins and maybe looking for the number one overall seed with a tournament win here. Or will be number 9 Nightwalker in familiar territory. The second time Knight has been in the finale of Tournament 4. And last time he was in the finale, it was a musical themed tournament, Acoustic August. It was Tournament 4. He came out on top with a victory. We'll see if he can repeat some history tonight and become a two-time tournament winner in MRE Uno. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Final Forms finale here. Final match of Jazz July, the final match of the 2026 D2 regular season here. And great matchup here with a lot of playoff implications on the line depending on who wins this one. Hopefully, should be a good match here for both. Been a long journey to get here. We'll see who ends up getting the victory, and we'll see how the postseason field shakes up depending on who ends up winning this one, as this will be a match with a lot of implications, probably in different areas of that final postseason playoff bracket, depending on the winner. So should be an interesting one to watch out for and how things will be affected depending on who walks away with the W here. But gonna go into the bracket here for both players, their journey to get here. Gonna start with Marble, who is the higher seed. Started as the 1 seed, number 3 overall from the entire bracket. And they're very nearly went disastrously for Marble. Marble coming off a finale run in Medieval Mayhem, just came up short in that one, lost 6-1 to Dino there. And since then, has been looking to try and make it back to the finale and has successfully done so with a bracket path of the following: 4-3 win over Daniel Voiles, had a close call there, but was able to hold on. 4-2 win over Pi. 4-1 win over John Weezer, and then in a 1v2 finale, defeated Cage 5-1 to move on to the final four. As for Nightwalker, Knight came into this tournament, not a lot of wins, needed a really good run, and has delivered on that. So, for Knight, we had the 4-3 win over Dan, a very close matchup there, and then another 4-3 win over Tommy, so kept it close on that one. 4-2 over YOLO, and then 5-1 over ACO VT in the regional final. And that is how Knight made it to the final four. We're in the final four for both players. We actually saw some lopsided matches. MarbleCyde with the win ended the upset run for Ryder, 5-0 sweep there. And then for Nightwalker, a 5-1 win over Sky. So both are coming off very dominating showings here coming into this finale. So we'll see who ends up coming out with the win and what that will mean for this finale match. Will we get a lopsided game? Will this actually be a close game with both players coming off lopsided wins? We'll have to find out, but just hoping it is a good one here. We'll see what happens, as both looking to win Jazz July and officially secure the spot into the D2 Championship as we get into the postseason after this. But we got a we don't have the table here, but now we do, and there we go. And I'm joined in for this stream here by my co-commentator for, I believe, the third consecutive time here, ACO VT, joining me in the booth. ACO, welcome. I'm gonna drop the questions here for for both players, as both will not be in VC for this one. But we got you here for co-commentary. Uh, but yeah, I mean, just kind of your thoughts on this finale here. Marble looking for redemption, after losing in the Medieval Mayhem finale. Back here looking to try and right the wrongs he had in that T3 run. And then for Nightwalker, second time in their career they make the finale, and the last time was in very similar circumstances. So could we see a repeat of history here? Your thoughts heading into this one?
Yeah, I mean, this has a ton of momentum behind it for both players here. Um, with like you said, Marble coming back on the back-to-back finales, hoping to really seal the deal this time, whereas Nightwalker coming back on the repeat T4 finales, and it really is how do I say it? I guess it's just I'm expecting this to be a very explosive match because when you have two players with this much momentum going into it for so many different reasons and so many different little superstitions and jokes and metas, you just can't wait for the match to just like explode when they collide like that. So I have a lot of high hopes for this match and what's to come. So, but we will definitely see what happens when these two players fight it out.
All right, we'll see what both players have to say for pre-game thoughts. I did type both of them out in the same message here, so I'll read off Marbles here because I do see Marble typing. I think Knight uh, may need a second. For Marble, Marble back in the finale feels like a lot of your tournament is building up to this moment for a shot of redemption after disappointing Final Joust. Now you're here in the final performance, looking to come out victorious this time. What are you taking from the prior match against Dino heading into this go around? And then for Marvel, his thoughts are kill all red wilds. Yeah, that was a bit of a problem for him in that finale. But in all seriousness, whatever happens, happens. Last time I made the mistake of getting my hopes too high, and they were crushed by bad card luck. So this time I'll avoid getting my own head before the game even starts. So Marvel looking to just kind of keep himself mentally in it, no matter what happens here. We'll see what Knight says whenever they're set. I think Knight needed like 3 minutes. I think we were a little past 3 minutes here, but again, we'll see what Knight has to say before we get started. But yeah, again, I mean, whoever wins this, there's gonna be most likely implications, Aiko, um, with this for the D2 chip. Because I mean, winner of this goes to the D2 chip here. Marble, very much could lock up the number 1 seed with the tournament victory here. For Nightwalker, I mean, if Nightwalker is able to get the win, then all chaos is gonna break loose here because that's very likely gonna end up being a bid steal, and that could be like a disastrous scenario for the bubble. So, it's just kind of your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's Marvel, obviously fighting for that number 1 seed. And when you have such a heavily competitive, top 4 situation, I mean, we have 5 people separately with 10 wins right now. So, Marvel getting into that number 1 seed and breaking out of that pack could potentially change things up in the order with heads or their lineups in general, that it could change who gets kicked out of the top 4. It's hard to say there, but really the one to keep eyes on in terms of how it's going to shake things up is Knight here, because if Knight gets through, that is a player who was maybe not thought about for D2 chip contention, because I mean everyone is a thought for, you can just win and get there, but definitely someone who was not on the radar for the win leaderboard there, and was just kind of has made their way through. And that is going to be a person who is going to have only 7 wins, just like Lavina, and then jump right up to the D2 chip, and that is going to cut out another person with 7 wins, where there's 3 people that are sitting on that line right now And if anyone has 6 wins and was hoping to maybe jump in front of that, it's even less likely for them now to maybe make their way through. So, yeah, it will definitely Knight is definitely playing spoiler here for sure at this point.
All right, for Knight, their thoughts coming into this one. I'm gonna go back to read what the question was. Knight, also your second finale of your career, but you're 100% in these matches. As ironically, last finale you won to win the tournament was also a music tournament. You're on the verge of history. Here's the first part of two tournament, 2 different seasons. Both come similar fractions. Look to try to once again find yourself in the D2 chip. How are you feeling going into this one? It'd be a slightly different rule set than 2024 finale, with it being a best of 11 power play. For Knight, I feel really good being in the final again, and we'll be trying to invest in this game. And being the best 11 power plays will give more opportunities to win. All right, so both ready to go here. Marble going to start with 9 here as the higher seed, and we are ready to get things started here. And our final performance finale and the final match of the regular season is officially underway here. We are starting with the green 6 here to kick off this final match between MarbleCyde and Nightwalker.
I do wonder actually what some of the most common starts are because I really feel like 9 is one of those ones that I definitely see a lot.
Maybe. I mean, I've been seeing a 12 a lot recently also, so I think 12
Yeah, 12 too,
could be up there. 15 is probably up there by the virtue of people who just like to do 15, 14, 13, 12. But
right?
um
Which
yeah.
not too many of those in D2 I feel like this season, but there definitely have been some of note. Orochi immediately comes to mind.
Yeah. Orochi ultimately played in the first 2 tournaments, so I'm not gonna add as much to that one there, but Marble drawing on the first turn here, Knight taking a second to just kind of regroup here and look through what he's got to play with.
Yep, that's all you can do.
Alright, Nightwalker looking for well, a late good luck there. But Nightwalker looking to open up with their first play. A little bit of a slower start here. This is a this okay, well
Yep.
we're okay, we might need another 2 minutes here. We might have an early subtraction here. Hopefully
Looks like
that's
it.
yeah, hopefully this isn't a persistent thing as we go through this, but that would be a very awkward start to the series if
God,
this is a nine
that
card finish.
would be brutal.
That is that might give Marvel some flashbacks if that happens, and that could be not the start he needs.
Yeah, definitely not to say the least.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Marvel was concerned about that being possibly the situation.
I mean, you do kind of always have to wonder whenever someone says something like that. It does just kind of get in your head a little. So not what you want to hear. It's very unlikely, but you do still get that thought in your head and it will eat at you a little bit.
It does happen sometimes. Some people need a second, and it's like uh just looking through, and then it's like bam, out of nowhere.
Hmm.
Yeah, that did happen. I do remember that actually.
Yeah, I know. I definitely know at least one or two people who have definitely been like, I need to go for a minute. Yeah, yes. I was about to say Orochi again, notably, and yeah, T1
Uh,
was we had a few of that.
yeah, that was a very long match. So any kind of any kind of pause there was expecting, then just kind of going for it suddenly was definitely a mix up. But yeah, okay. Uh, it's gonna be another draw here. I'm gonna say probably uh yeah, probably -4. That's more of a note for you, Pez. But all right, Marvel gonna get things going now with a +2, and the -4 was just for time purposes because we don't want to count prolonged dead time.
Right.
And that's gonna open the door for uh Knight to go with the yellow 3 here. I'm just gonna just to add the subtractions to the actual um scoreboard timer as well. So we're at about 2 minutes here.
Yep. Definitely a slower start for this game, to say the least.
I wouldn't be surprised if we do see this. I think Marvel is usually someone who's more flexible with the pace. Knight is someone who's usually likes to take their time through plays, doesn't want to jump into anything immediately. Got a diddle play there on the yellow 8. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a bit more of a um precautious matchup between the two. Yeah, we're gonna have to see how that second power
Very.
play is gonna affect things here because I believe this is the first time Knight has ever played with it because the prior finale that Knight made, it was best of 9 one power play, so um, the
Oh,
rule
yep.
set was a bit different. Wild blue here from
Yeah.
Marble.
Yeah, that is kind of something that I feel like if it's your first time, you can definitely overlook that extra power play and its value there. Because I feel like for a lot of people that want to hold on to it, to really be able to secure a last match or a last point, it can be nice to have that second one to really free things up and have that one that you can really maybe not waste, but use a little bit more liberally if you think that a move, while it isn't immediately game winning, could just take it. Or some people could just have it to steal 2 wins, which is the ideal.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some people have use two powers in a single game as well, so I mean, it could be that as well. So, and up to the eyes of the beholder on that one, but not gonna roll with blue here. Marble getting it get the color he was hoping to have. All right. Again,
This
another
does
table
seem
check.
to be, yeah, 5-9. So this does seem to be going more Marble's way so far. But I mean, we've talked about it. Goodness knows how much last time, but we've seen plenty of these games with Knight just falling behind a little bit early on and then just finding a way to sneak back.
Alright, another blue here from Knight. Marble looking to go down to 4. Marble taking a minute, maybe a little run coming. Yes, double play there. Blue
Another
plus
draw
2.
two.
Throws Knight back again. I will mention though, Knight, a lot of Knight's Final Four series, they actually ended up starting behind and then running it back on Sky and just kind of getting them a bit overwhelmed. So this could be a similar game plan for Knight here, but a Marble with another wild one. This one goes into red, but we did mention the wild reds were a problem for Marble in their last finale. And it might come back to haunt them again as another wild comes into
Maybe.
play to throw them off.
Oh dear.
Wild Green from Knight doesn't want to
Yeah,
go
I
down
mean,
that easy.
notably that being the first self draw. So, between what, 18 cards and 4 drawn before that, 3 of our wilds have already come out.
No plus fours to that, and here we go. Knight is bringing it back here. Marvel's still drawing. I guess to switch
Yeah,
to
I
yellow.
mean, exactly what we were talking about. He'll fall behind a little early, but then we'll just crawl right back. And Nightwalker has taken the lead, and Ditto plays himself. And now suddenly this is looking much more dire for Marble.
What's Marvel gonna do here? Marvel, the Wild Red has come back to haunt him here in this first game of the finale. Um, and suddenly he is behind to open this series up. I'm gonna go with the plus 4 there. May have drawn that to go in the blue.
Yeah. Regardless of if it was a top deck or was holding on to it to hopefully. Yeah, actually, no, probably was not because it probably was a draw because we would have just used it on the green wild and gone out otherwise. But
Knight is saying horrible
yeah,
plus 4. I'm wondering if that means the cards they got were bad or if it was not needed.
I would guess probably that the cards were bad because I Knight has commented on the cards that they've gotten before. Um,
Oh
but
man, and
also, I mean,
a huge run here, and that's gonna do it. And Marvel was looking bad here, and suddenly was able to turn it around. So actually, Marvel was able to kind of keep himself in the contention if he got that switch. And Marvel gonna go up 1-0 here.
and I think Marble actually thinking what you were thinking there potentially of Knight commenting on the actual +4 usage rather than the cards.
All right, so yeah, well, Marvel up early. Gonna get some quick thoughts from Marvel. Sometimes. This one I will. Almost all of that game, by the way, is pretty close to playing blue plus 2 with my original chain after the plus 4. Yeah, we'll see what Marvel says here. Nearly an early fumble, but was able to correct course and get back into it. When I started drawing, I only had the red skip and the red 5, so quite a few lucky draws. So yeah, so I ended up getting the plus 2 for
+2,
blue and
+2,
red.
draw 4, and a blue 9.
Yeah, that's a bit unlucky for Knight there because Knight was actually looking to really run that one down and get the win. And then, as Knight mentioned, a horrible +4 on the cards they got, so that kind of threw them out of contention there. But
Yeah, I was gonna
Marvel
say,
gonna
what
go.
were Knight's 3 cards? Actually, I'll ask.
Okay. Once we get the response from Knight, we'll go into game two here. Yeah. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. I mean, Knight only played a wild and a skip in that one. Had a second wild there and then was red, so was looking to go back into the red.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that would have been a
tough.
chain, but
I was gonna say tough to say because that probably would have just actually still worked right in MarbleCyde's favor because it would have gone wild red into red 5, red 6, and just when Knight gets to Uno, Marble fires off the chain the other way around.
yeah, unless Knight used a power play there, um, that would have been the only thing that would have maybe
Right.
mixed that up a little bit.
Which that's still a very tough call to make when your opponent had 2 cards, drew 4. You can't really expect them to have an out with that.
And for the second game in a row, Marble has drawn on the first turn.
Oh boy.
We'll see if that's actually a good sign because he did win game one, but yeah, on 12 cards, yellow 9 start, drawing on the first turn, that's not really what Marvel was hoping for here. Knight is going to be able to play it. We'll see if this 6 frees up Marvel. And it will. Gonna go in the red.
Does. Well, yeah, pretty much same case as last game. You know, you start off rough like that early, but then you get a break off pretty quickly.
Alright, we'll see what Knight is going to do here. Knight does have the lead, but new color. Gonna roll with it. Gonna play the red 0. See if Marvel comes out with anything here.
Typing a little bit.
Oh man, big run here
That
for
is
Marvel.
something.
Gonna go in the green, 4-card run, +2 on the top of it to retake the lead.
Apparently, that being MarbleCyde's signature move.
They call it the Marble run.
Oh, nice.
No, no, you don't. I just made that all up at the top of my head. But
Well, gee, man, it was very convincing.
I know it goes well off the tongue. Maybe he could trademark it.
Hey, maybe you can trademark it for when Marble does that move as a commentator. But yeah,
No,
does keep it going on
not the
green.
Marble rub.
Not the Marble rub. Anything with that. Uh, green 5 from Nightwalker, green 2 from Marble. Gotta keep it running.
Oops. But yeah, gonna keep it going on green here for now. Knight with no green though. Not quite what Knight was
And
looking for.
nope, definitely not. This could be a great opportunity for Marvel to pull ahead early here. Well, early-ish.
All right. Ooh, +6 here. Marvel really coming out here swinging. And we get another switch in the blue. And Knight's up to
Yeah, I
18
mean,
cards.
yeah, Marble with a lot of draw two so far, 7 in just 2 games, and we haven't even finished the second one. It can almost be a little scary though when you have to use those as your transition or as your switching cards because yeah, you're pushing your opponent back, but at the same time you're giving them a lot of opportunities to stop you, and that might be one of them with the yellow 3.
All right. So, yeah, gonna have to switch there with yellow. Really looking to get something done. And, oh man, another wild coming into play here. Marvel is really looking to run this one down, and that might force Knight's hand. Knight is
And
asking for another
notably,
3 minutes.
that might have actually just helped Knight, or I mean helped Marble, because that just played the yellow reverse. That was probably a card that was absolutely going to be a straggler in their hand. So to get your opponent to switch into that color you needed to get you that perfect switch out, that is very helpful.
And Knight needing to step away again. So second game here.
See, I feel like we need to come up with a signature move for Knight now.
The Knight walk off? I don't know.
I was about to say, is it the Night Walk? Is it when he goes away to do something else for a couple minutes?
No, no. Maybe the Night stalk because I feel like for Knight has made multiple comebacks to kind
That
of just
actually, yes,
yeah,
that I like that. The Night Stalk. Just lurking behind just to wait for the moment to strike.
yeah. Maybe for the championship we'll give a signature for every player.
Huge.
But yeah. Again, depending on what happens here, I'm not sure if we'll have a deduction or not, but um yeah, I mean for Marvel, off to a quick start here in game two. Knight looking to try and figure out what they gotta do. Um MRE player highlight reels when. If someone wants to make those, you're more than welcome to. I will just not I will not be creating them though because I do not have enough time to do that.
So Knight's away typing out a 17 card out, right? Right?
I mean, obviously,
Obviously. Trust.
yeah, of course. All right, Knight's back. Uh, we'll see what Knight has here. Marble down the two, Knight at 17. Gonna go for a switch into red, which I think is a wise call here. Because I mean, if Marble has a +4 here, then it's like I think Knight was kind of cooked either way.
17 card run, 3 card run. Close enough. You know?
All right, Marble draws,
Yeah, and that
so
is gonna ice.
all right, Knight gets the ice for now. And Knight looking to Night Stalk here. Double play here. Marble looking to find a quick out. Well, gets a top deck here, so stays at 2. the one thing we know, at least Marvel has at least one blue. So I do think Knight's gonna
Yeah.
keep that in mind, at least when it comes to how this game goes, especially if Marvel is able to keep staying low here, because I think Knight does definitely have blue here, but it's just a matter of when does Knight decide now is the time to go to blue here, because that is gonna be a dangerous color to kind of look around.
Right. Yeah. I mean, ideally, if you're knight here, you definitely just try and uh push and poke around just enough to force your opponent to draw, at least like say 2, 3 extra cards and get to that point where you feel comfortable enough to be like, okay, they probably don't have all blue if they have like 6 cards.
Yeah, Marvel gonna draw again here. I think for the most part, some of these switches are pretty safe here because I'm thinking this is a blue lineup for Marvel, but um, I think really the important thing is just kind of the number here because I feel like Marvel's going to be looking for a specific number or two to help him out a little bit. And yellow too. Well, we're going to keep drawing here.
So no
No top deck on
dice.
yellow. Cool.
Let's have a red one.
Gets to switch the red. That looked like that's going to be a top deck or the draw prior, but another one, another one, from Knight here, another yellow one. It's gonna force Marvel to draw again.
Yeah. I mean, there is only one unknown card in terms of could be red, so it's pretty likely that didn't punish Marble too bad. And there's the blue. And I has another double or yeah, cross. Yeah, I mean, this is looking like a stereotypical Nightwalker game after, just cards are absolutely going his way and you know you think you get the switch off but then suddenly it's exactly what Knight wanted or it works right into his hand and it just is pretty rough to experience.
Well, I mean, we'll see. Marvel played one blue here. If Marvel had double blue, if Marvel had a blue finish when he played the wild blue, then he's gonna have another one. And Knight's gonna have a +4 here. Gonna throw Marvel up to 6, Knight down to 4. We do go blue. Knight feeling now is the time to strike.
Yeah, I was gonna say I figured at least one more probably had 2 blues there on the wild earlier.
Alright, has another one here, both running it down.
Yeah, if you're Marble, you're probably looking for the opportunity to break out from this right now.
And not gonna get the opportunity, and that's gonna be 3+4s from Knight there. Knight's gonna tie it up 1-1.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty devastating hand to have against someone else. Yeah, Marble not too happy with how that game ended up going. I'm very curious how many of those draw fours Knight started with and how many came from the draw six.
+4, first +4 gave nothing but numbers. Yellow draws, but I am really helped me there. So yeah, I mean, what's it called? The yellow draws are in the mid portion of that one. Yeah, like definitely kind of was the most open that Marvel ended up being there. Still stayed kind of low, but ultimately was able to get enough there to kind of keep that running, and didn't even have to use any of the plus fours. Only had to use one plus 4 before that run. So
Yeah.
all right, these have been a bit longer games so far, so we'll keep it moving. But Marvel gonna have the call for game 3 here. Worst part is he kept starting to draw the color. I was iced on right as he switched off every time. Yeah,
Yep.
unfortunate. So this happens to me often. I'm Sage. All right, that's unfortunate timing there, but it's 1-1 early on here in this series.
Oh, 9. Oh, is it? No.
Yeah, no 9.
Wait.
It is marbles. It's best of 11.
Yeah,
It's 3-3-2-2-1.
I was gonna say, is it 3-3-2-2-1 now? Okay.
Yeah. All right, Marvel gonna go with 6 here, so gonna go for a low tier start. Yeah, it starts with a wild.
Here goes.
This is gonna be interesting. And yeah, technically that's now 3 games in a row Marvel draws on the first turn. This one being a little bit more of
That's
a willing.
that's always a scary thing to do in my mind on something as low as 6. I mean, there are some opponents that you know they'll respect the culture, but it is one of those. "Eh, do I really want to do this and risk them saying no? This is a low card start. I'm just gonna start going out on you." And Marble's not happy with the hand.
If you mean by terrible, then Sam. So there's a possibility that both players are working with not very good hands here, which could make for an interesting game on how they're going to navigate this. Marble is trying to go for the yellow here, but Knight's going to switch immediately into green.
Marble is gonna run with it though. See, the thing is, what could absolutely happen here is if I'm assuming what they both mean by terrible is virtually no ammo plus. I mean, well, Nightwalker
Well, I
has
mean
some there clearly.
that one can't be true because Knight just played +2.
Minimal ammo and a lot of number cards that just aren't connecting. Which I mean, that's a low card start. That's just going to happen a lot of the time. Um, so it almost could just be one of one of those games where it just kind of happens to just run out because they both keep playing into each other how they need to.
Yeah. Lavina can be like the analyst that pops in like every once in a while, like the FIFA rules analyst, where it's like call it for
Was
like a
about to say.
specific play. Um, but yeah, no.
And back to you, Lavina, with the analysis. And the analysis is he has to leave for family stuff.
Yes. Um,
Tragic.
it's gonna be the breakdown there. We continue to run yellow here. Now he's down to 2.
Yeah, like I said, he just sneaks his way down there.
And not gonna sneak for
But
long here.
Marvel,
+4 from Marvel. And I have to wonder the comments on the hand because I'm pretty sure Marvel has drawn only once, and that was on the culture draw. So that's gonna be curious if Marvel actually got that off the culture draw or if that was just the starting hand. Which in that case, I'm not really sure
yeah.
what the comments were at the start of this game from both players on what their
I
hands
was
are.
gonna say a draw 2 and a draw 4. All right. Back in my day, we had one card of each color and no, or well, 6 cards, all 4 colors, no matching numbers.
Yeah, back in my day, I got 5 cards and they got 5 different colors. I'm not sure how that happened.
I, wilds. That's how you got a wild.
All right, well, Marvel
Marble
gets
did
a
get
top
five
deck
different
green,
colors.
gets in the green here, down the 2, really looking to get something quick out of this, and it's gonna have to
Knight
get
with
tax there.
another green draw too.
Switch in the green and Marvel up, Marvel down to 4. Knight at 5. Another switch here in the blue.
This is a little dangerous. Could easily be letting Knight just chip away a couple cards at a time with these switches, but
Marvel is in the lead here, so I mean, if he has the lineup, he's in control. Down to 2 again. Knight f4. What does Knight do here? Keeps it blue. Does Marvel get Uno here, or is there going to have to be a draw? Ooh, wild Uno.
oh boy. I mean, yeah, revealing the color of your last card, but when your opponent's down to what, 3 cards, not much they can really do to fight back against it.
And I
That looks
think
like
that's
Knight does not
game.
have anything to fight it.
And only a yellow reverse. So that will be game 3, and Marvel going to exit his homestand 2-1 up. All right. Marvel gets it done here. I'm not sure if I have any post game thoughts there. I guess the only question I have is the comments at the start of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, thinking about it, Marble didn't say that it was terrible. Marble just said, "Good God, what is this hand?" Which sounds terrible, but with that draw four, could have actually had the draw four and the wild and been like, "Okay, this is actually really good." Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Nova was the backup for this game. I thought Nova left. But I feel like it was definitely gonna be nice to have one color.
Yeah,
But yeah, Knight
like I said, that's the
is
dangers of cards.
yeah. Okay, well now there's a little confusion here. Can be okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
Nice syntax.
All right. Gonna go to
But
game
yeah,
4 here.
embracing the chaos and saying, "I didn't win 6, but surely I'll win 5." This is certainly a way to start your 3 games.
Yes. I think both players are set here. All right.
Yep, they are.
Start, and so we're in a way kicking off where they left off here with a yellow reverse, and has nothing. The
Oh boy.
chaos not working right now, and that is not the start
Chaos
I
working
wanted
for
to see.
Marvel plenty fine. though.
Is that all? Is that all Marble has on yellow?
8-3 has a yellow 0.
Well, Knight does get a yellow off that, and
I was gonna say, yeah.
yeah, Marble. That was the thing. I was not sure if Marble was gonna be able to play off it.
Saying good enough for you makes me wonder if Marble had to switch off that yellow one. Does top deck another yellow though, so really not much of a hitch there.
Well, gets to switch the blue. Does that free up Marble here to go down to 2? Marble typing, maybe looking for around
Might
the
be doing
Uno.
more than that.
Nope. Blue
No,
7.
just a blue 7.
Now does Marble get the Uno? Let's see. Gets the Uno here on the blue 4. Oh, he's only played 2 colors so far. No red or green involvement. Like, it's going to be a tough call here because there's just very little game has been played so far, so it's really tough to get any reads on this. Knight does not feel good
Yeah,
about this one. Blue 5, gonna stick with the blue,
stays blue.
and Marble does not have the
Is
blue to
safe.
finish. So yeah, that one works out.
Does Knight have more blue to run down on, is the question.
Let's hope you didn't get a +4. Gonna keep
But
going on blue.
that is always the hope that your opponent doesn't top deck a draw 4.
Alright, well, Marble has some bad news for himself. He did not top deck a +4 and is gonna have to draw. First red involvement here. Do we get
Are
Marble getting to play again?
Yeah, I mean, well, for at least one of those cards, 50-50 odds there, probably.
He gets a
Oh,
wild and goes into yellow.
this is interesting because you know that this is going to be a draw if, or very likely to be a draw if Nightwalker does not have a wild.
Draws there. Marble getting to at least Uno. Gets the Uno there. Yellow 7. But is the yellow what Marble needs to finish? Knight draws
I'm
again.
skeptical.
No, Marble does not
Yeah,
have it. That might have been more defensive there because Knight was kind of running it down.
yeah, I would say so. And I mean, I absolutely agree with the play. I mean, if you were going to be iced out on red, you might as well ice out your opponent too.
Top deck
Has a
blue.
top deck blue 7.
We did see
We
draws on this
also
color
know
from
this is
before.
very unlikely. Yeah,
Blue 6. Draws
yeah. I
again.
was gonna
I
say.
gotta wonder if green is the color Marble needs here.
I think it has to be at this point.
Knight is
Like
not happy.
otherwise, if we had red before that wild yellow, we would have just played it first, I imagine.
Keep drawing here. Draws keep on going, and no one able to find much.
Top deck's a 5.
It puts Marble at 3, Knights at 8 cards. Still not able to find much here. Has been saying the bot is giving them trash. And there's back the red here. Still no green. There's the green though. And it took the blue
Oh
5
boy.
top deck to get there, and that's gonna open things up here.
Yeah, if you're not, you don't want to see this last color start to get unveiled here.
Not Marvel likely going to get to at least Uno here. This has been the mystery color, and I think this has been the mystery color Marvel has been looking for most of this series. And Marvel's going to use their first power play here to likely secure this
Yeah,
win.
probably has a number switch after this first play here.
Actually, double green 8.
Oh, okay. Um, sure. Yeah, I securing a win. I don't hate it. I think there were better times for it, but also at the same time, you use
Yeah,
your first power play to get your third win out of six. So if you can get 3 wins with only one power play, might as well do it again.
okay. I want to see what Marvel's thoughts are with the power play here, because could have elected not to use it, but decided to go for it there. Hadn't seen a lot of green that game. Alright, so Marvel's not feeling good about the color. Wasn't sure what he had.
Yeah,
I will say, I think Marvel could have gotten away without using the power play there. It's not necessarily a
yeah. I
bad
was gonna
usage, but
say the only real cases where Marble gets iced there are a wild and a run switching out on ammo cards. And realistically, if Knight had those ammo cards to switch, probably would have used them by then. And
yeah.
same for the wild. So I guess I'm a little confused by it. Being if it wasn't a ditto, I would have been more on board.
Well, we got another 5 no send here, and again we start with reverse. I'm not gonna start with the red 5, and starts the game with man. Knight is feeling a little out of it now. Marvel with the switch to
Marble
yellow.
switches. So, apologizing to King of Red.
Oh, that's not one that I needed. I gotta wonder if Knight loses this one, whether they're gonna consider maybe not going the no send again or not. We'll have to see. Double play here. Marvel off to a quick start.
I mean, that would be pretty brutal to go for no send twice and lose twice in a row, and then go for it for a third time. To even risk losing that feels miserable.
Another draw here from Knight. Marvel drawing as well. Yeah, so Marvel ran the first, was able to get a quick run early, but not quite able to find the lineup on the last 2 cards here, and both just gonna keep drawing on this yellow too. For anyone tuning
Yep.
in right now, it is currently 3-1 MarbleCyde.
Yeah, and 2-1 for power plays in Knight's favor.
Let's keep on coming here for this yellow too early on, so this is kind of resetting things quite a bit. Knight's still drawing, so
Yeah. I was gonna say Marble's back to the start, but Knight is almost double that.
and Marble is not happy with this hand either. Yeah, both players not very pleased with their hands here. Marble gets to switch off green, and that's going to break Draw City. Or off 2 green, not off green.
Yeah. Break off of yellow.
Yeah, we'll see where Knight takes this here. Knight has 10 cards to work with, so I would think maybe some green in the picture. We shall see. Ooh, Knight actually going to switch it to red.
So probably both of them top decking that most likely, which is a little funny.
We'll see who actually. We'll see who this works out for here. Marble down to 4, but really not sure how long Marble's gonna be around. Yeah, only one red there, and Knight looking to take advantage of this.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate, but I mean, at the same time, it is getting rid of what is probably a lone straggler of a card. So, as long as Marble doesn't get left with yellow or red here, we'll probably be okay.
All right,
Just
self
like
ditto there
that.
from Knight.
Yeah, and if Knight plays one more card, they will be tied up. So, it could be Knight sneaking back up.
Well, Knight actually gonna take advantage of the self ditto on themselves to now make it blue.
Yeah, I like it, but probably does free up Marble. Yeah, gonna get a 2-card run to stay ahead here.
And we'll see if Knight sees a lineup here. Try and get one back. Would like to um try and make it 3-2 going into their final game of the first homestand, as opposed to being 4-1 down. And that would be two no send losses in a row. So
Yeah, which if that happens, I wonder what the next game will be. And well, switches those card counts. It's now 6-4 in my Knight's favor instead of Marble's. But yeah,
blue one.
if you lose, what you call it, if you lose a 5-card start second time, I do wonder if the immediate response will just be to say full send. Clearly, I'm not doing well with these low card starts. Let's push this back.
We'll
And
see.
to be
We'll
fair,
see.
that
Go ahead.
is how it's gone. I mean, the one win Knight has gotten was on a 12-card start, and everything else has been 9 and under.
And we'll see if Knight does lose this. We'll see if that actually prompts a change or not. Marvel keeps running it down on blue, so does Knight, and Knight with a slight lead here. And just as I say that, Knight draws.
They are tied. That's the card. This will be another lead change.
It's a wild going into
Well, didn't have a
yellow.
blue, but yeah, and this is not good news for Knight because I mean we already ran this out on yellow a while ago.
Oh, Knight has a wild themselves. I was just about to say it was 6-1 on the wilds, but Knight gets a wild of their own.
Well,
Marvel with the green 9. Knight gonna get to Uno, though.
gonna get to Uno or potentially even go out here.
Gets the Uno, green 1. What does Marvel do? Marvel has 2 cards left. It's decision time here for MarbleCyde. Gets the Uno as well, green
Gets a
5.
green.
Does Knight finish
I
it?
feel like,
Yes.
yeah, I was gonna say if there's anything I feel like Knight has shown, it is number efficiency and getting those lineups on the cards. So last thing I feel like I'd want to just stick with is staying the same color. But
Had yellow 5, so if you drew, that was a finish. Okay, so yeah, not in a position to power play because Knight got the Uno first.
right. Thank you for reminding me of that because I was about to say something. I don't know why that's the one rule I just cannot remember about. Ways.
Alright, so yeah, Knight's, okay, Knight was gonna go with the OG7, but it's gonna bump it up 1 to 8. So, so not gonna go with 6, gonna go with 8 here, so this is a bit of a mix-up. But yeah, game 6 here, Knight looking to tie it up at 3-3. And we open it up with the blue 3 now. And Knight gonna switch immediately into the yellow. Start this one off. Let's see what Marble is gonna do on this one.
Seems okay with it, at least.
Ooh, gonna make Knight pay a tax there on the yellow switch. +2 on Knight. Marble gonna take the early lead here.
Yeah. Which, again, though, I mean, that is just the trend with these night games. Is, taking an early lead against Knight almost feels like nothing because I feel like that's just how every game has gone, almost. So, regardless of who wins or not.
Yeah, another another switch here. Second switch in a row from Knight. This one going in the green now. And crossover in the blue from Marble. Back to where we started.
Do we get a red 6? Probably not, but it would be funny.
Yeah, we'll see. Knight just taking a minute to kind of regroup here. This is, I mean, I think for Knight, this is an important game for them because 3-3, big difference between 3-3 and 4-2, but Knight gonna draw on the blue. No blue. Seems like no blue off the start there, in general, so that would probably explain the immediate switch, but double play from Marble again. Marble at 3.
Yeah, not what you want to see if you're Knight.
Does Knight get a color switch here? Yes, Knight goes in the green.
Marble did switch off of this immediately,
Another wild. I was
and is
about to
going
say
to
there's another
again.
wild there. Marble has been finding these wilds here, but it is a wild red, which
I was about to say,
this one
well,
is
Knight
gonna
has
pan
nothing to
out.
say about it.
This one is gonna pan out for now. Red popping off. Red 1 doesn't. Does Knight go for a switch here? Can Knight go for a switch? Gets the switch in the green.
Has
I
it?
think that's gonna save it. Yes. So Knight able to keep this one alive for now. Ices things out. And gonna add a little bit more breathing room here with the +2. Ooh, Marble with the switch in the blue, so maybe a little pause here for Knight. Yeah, gonna draw. Can Marble do anything out of this though? Has a blue 4. Alright. Knight gonna be looking for a switch back in the green probably. No, gets a switch in the yellow now. Can Marble get the Uno? Gets the Uno on the red 4, double 4 there for Marble.
Oh boy. If any of those three draws were another red card,
Knight is not happy with that one there. Red 5. Can Marble close this one out on the red? No, it's another wild.
with a red
Oh
wild.
my god. 8-2 on the wild so far. And wow, only had green and yellow.
Yeah. Now, I feel like the only thing I can think about now is that game 4, if we or the game 3. No, game 4. If we didn't use that power play and we just stuck with the ditto hoping that nothing crazy would happen, uh we would just be sitting here with 4 wins and 2 power plays in hand, and this would be very dire for Knight.
Alright, well, it's 4-2 here. The good news is this isn't as lopsided as either the previous, either two Final Fours or the previous finales. So this is still competitive, but for Knight just has not been able to find the answers to Marble's wilds here. It's been able to block some of them, but others are just coming at points where it's like in an awkward spot and it's kind of too late to do much. So it's been going pretty well. Better luck is help for sure, but I also think I navigate my hands pretty well, so I'm happy with my playing so far. Um, Sadly, no sweep though, so the pattern is broken. All right, and there's just kind of quick thoughts here from Knight as we go into Game 7 here, which will be Marble's call.
I feel like I would not be shocked to see this be a 7 or a 10 from Marble here. Just really has been riding it out on the low end here.
Knight is hoping that he can get better cards, and that's his only comments for now. So, yeah. All right. So Marble has the call for Game 7 here. We'll have the call for the next two. Could win it. It could win it on this homestand, depending on how this goes. But all right. There's
Yep.
there's the OG7. We almost got this in the prior game. All right. So seven card call for Game 7 here. And for Marble, if Marble's able to win this one, we'll be at match/tournament point.
Yep. Yellow 8.
What's the record for most refs in one? Probably 3. I don't know. I don't think we should be trying to break that record though. No. Yellow 8 to start, gonna be immediately switching to green. Man, this is yeah. I
Oh
don't know.
no.
This low tier has been not been too kind to Knight here, and I mean besides that close win on the no set in Game 5, no green off this start. This has not been going the way Knight was hoping for. Yeah, we'll see what Knight is able to do here. Green 5. Marvel looking to run it down. Still the Knight looking to try and bring out some ice magic here.
Pause.
Oh, okay, well, I think Levina had to go.
Yeah.
Unless there was just some sort of outage. But I don't think so. Good night, gonna draw again. And Marvel gonna switch to the blue, so I mean the lineup is working so far for here. I think this will free up Knight though.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, if you're iced out on two different colors right off the bat, that's no bueno.
+2 of the blue 9. I mean, this is not looking good for Knight here. Marvel just continues to
Oh,
run it
yeah.
down.
Down to 2 already.
Marvel with the 10. Could Knight find any response here? Or is Marvel gonna take a quick one here to be at tournament point? Yeah, I'm not sure here. For Knight, this is either trying to think through what's the best play here or just kind of sitting in agony.
Yeah, not much in between. I mean, this is just
Blue 2.
can't even switch colors.
Well, we'll see if that actually ends up being the play that helps him out. Knight is typing again. Sorry for slow playing. Alright. Blue 5 gets the Uno. Marvel running blue here. I mean, with how this series has gone, I wouldn't be surprised if there actually ends up being a wild here to finish
Yeah, and it'll be red, I'm sure.
to truly debunk the wild red narrative.
I was gonna. Is it to debunk it, or is it just Marvel reclaiming it? I mean, because if anything, I'd argue that the Red Wilds have been helpful rather than neutral this time around.
Well, Marvel at Uno here. We'll see what he can do. Knight, we'll see what Knight can do. Knight is scared. Not sure what to
Understandably,
do. Gonna just gonna keep it blue. Has another blue 2. Uno the horror movie. Does Marvel have it here? Is there gonna be a wild like I said? No, Marvel does not have it. So the blue staying on the blue works out in the end for Knight here. Still in this game. Goes for a bit of a risky switch to yellow.
Marvel claiming Uno is a horror game by itself.
Marvel at Uno again. I think Knight's got to stick. Knight made the decision. I think Knight's got to stick by it here. So I think another switch would be unwise, unless it's the blue. Actually, even then, the blue could be risky because that could
I
have
was
been
about to say,
a top deck.
yeah. Honestly, arguably, it's a 1 and 4 at this point.
I think Knight's got to stick with the yellow commitment here. Because I've seen so many times where someone goes for the switch there and then tries to switch again and just blows up their game. Because I don't think Knight's got like a +2 or a +4 in his back pocket here to kind of have the safe option. Yeah, Knight really got to think about this one now. Let's see what Knight does. Can Marvel at Uno. And does have okay, so
That's
Knight
a draw
does
for
have the
4.
+4. So Knight has it. Gonna go in the red. Maybe was looking to hold on to that
Now,
one later, but
I
was
was
not
about
feeling
to
good.
say, notably held on to that through uh the first Uno.
That's really
So that was
interesting,
very
honestly.
bold.
Yep. I mean, I think Knight was making the call that Marble had no blue and was correct on that one. I think the second Uno there was much more difficult to say what the final color was, so Knight didn't want to take any chances on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, now both running red here, both side by side here, more with the possession arrow lead though. Red 8, red 4, both down to 3. What does Marble do here? Marble typing. A lot of this is actually going to be end up being from the +4, so that'll be mighty fortunate. If it's a run on 4 and it's
Oh,
another +4
wow.
there, and Marble has it, and he's now 1 away from the win.
With a power play in hand, no less.
Wow. 5-2 match and tournament point. The Marble here for Knight, unfortunately, did not pan out there. I'm wondering if the +4 ended up giving the ammo that Marble needed there.
I
I
mean,
think I was
definitely
left
must
with
have
just
given
one
the
of the red
draw.
numbers. Yeah. So then the
Yeah.
+2, +4, and then the skip are all from the +4. Yeah, Knight has just not been too pleased. Actually, Knight does have the lead on the +4s by 1, but
Yeah, I was about
+2s
to say,
Marble advantage, and then Wild's plus Marble advantage. So that's still going to be Marble favored. Because, I mean, especially when the +4s are like that, and +4s aren't always everything.
definitely not. But in this case, they're making a lot of work here, for Marble, really.
Alright. True red number, red skip, blue +2, wild +4, so yeah, pretty lucky there. Yeah, Marble is now 1 away from winning the tournament here. Next game you will be the winner. So Knight is again I think Knight's been feeling mentally out of it, which is kind of a bit precarious though. So we'll see. I mean that's kind of leaving me a little concerned on whether a comeback could happen here. I mean it still could, but yeah. Marble game 8 call. Try and win the series. Marble's been doing pretty well in this low tier so on these lower cards. Yeah, that's just to say he's been doing on the lower cards
I was
here.
about to say, has won 5 through 9, might as well go for 10.
Well,
Or
he's gonna go for the full send.
might as well.
Wants to at least throw one here. We'll see how this pans out. I'm gonna go 15. Again, Marble does not win this. Knight will have the call for game 9. So for Knight, Knight gotta get this win here to maybe kickstart something. Uh, Nova is doing something. All right, there we go. +2 start here on yellow.
Oh
So,
boy.
all right. Let's see what Marble does. So Marble says this is a hand that could be a bad sign for Knight, or that could be Marble just confused. Ye
That
shall
could
see
that
what
could be
Marvel does.
anything from a ton of ammo to no ammo to just really weird cards. It's looking like a ton of ammo.
Which might not be good for Knight here. I'm gonna wonder if Knight actually ultimately uses one of the power, one or even both of the power plays here to play defensive. Gonna keep it yellow for now. That's all my wildness, and just gonna play a number. Well, Marvel does have an early lead here, so that's gonna definitely force some extra pressure on the Knight, because again, Marvel's at match point. Like questioning if that's all the wildness that Marvel has. Still keeping it red, as Marvel went for the switch.
For now, it is apparently.
And Marvel is out, so the red 8 gonna force Marvel into a draw here tonight with an opening here to get back into this. I think Marvel mentioned this before, but he is currently in Aruba, so looking to be one of the I don't think he's the first player, ironically, to win a match in Aruba, but one of the few at least to do so. But switch the
get
blue.
get the get the MRE Aruba list out now.
I'm actually trying to think. I could be on that list. I don't remember though.
Well, I have not been to Aruba at all, let alone in the last year, so I'm gonna take a wild guess and say I'm not.
Well, maybe not, but you can always add yourself at some point.
Always could. But for now, we're gonna keep it blue and actually run it down a bit. This has so far been the most stable game, I would say so far in terms of the cards. Just a lot of yellow, a lot of red, a lot of blue.
All right, well, yeah, both are just kind of running it down here. Knight actually takes the lead with that double play here. Really would like to get this win here, and I mean, if Knight gets the win, that might actually do
Oh,
it.
yeah, I doubt you use that second power play unless it is going to be a decisive play.
Might not even get the chance to run it down. Was maybe looking to get something going. Knight saying no way.
Yeah, I think we know what side of the spectrum that good Lord, what is this
Oh
hand is.
man, plus
Draw
4 in
for
the
three
reverses.
reverses. Three cards to go without the power play even being used yet.
I mean, Knight Marvel did say what a hand at what a hand at the start. And it's a self ditto to end it. And MarbleCyde has just found some redemption for himself here, as MarbleCyde is going to officially punch his ticket to the D2 championship and gets redemption in the finale there. As for Knight, unfortunately, history will have to wait here for Knight. But Marvel gets it done.
Yeah, wow. What a way to do it. I mean, not that 6-0 that had been joked about here and there, but still a very dominant performance there. Those wilds and draw twos, I feel like tell a lot with how that went. Um, but that will be I believe, the winning regular season record with 11 wins over four people with 10. And Knight will definitely have some good odds out in the LCQ, but That will not be a D2 chip this year for him.
Yeah,
At least not by score.
Knight's gonna head out. I'm just gonna leave that there. But we'll get some post game thoughts here from Marble, who ends up winning it in a 6-2 final here. Alright, just getting some post game thoughts here. We'll see what Marble says. Aiko, kind of your thoughts on the series overall. Again, ends up MarbleCyde
Ye-
going to end up with the victory here, going to take out the Tournament 4 Master, and officially gets redemption for himself as he wins Jazz July here, and will punch his ticket to the D2 Championship officially.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of gave a lot of it there briefly a second ago, but this is, this is monumental for Marble for sure. I mean, it really gets you that last win to put you a cut above that huge fight out in the group of people with 10 wins. So, not only a ticket to the D2 chip, but very likely in that top 4 spot with a bye and a promotion to D1, hopefully. And, but yeah, I mean, really good fight from both players here. You know, in spite of it being good for my own playoff odds, it is very much a bummer to see Knight go out like that. That was just a very brutal showing there. Just the cards not lining up, especially just on those lower card starts that just seem to keep coming every single time. But yeah, very impressive showing from Marble, and best of luck to both of those players in their playoffs as well as future seasons.
Right, well, um, again, we'll see uh Marble's thoughts here. Just gonna read them off. I'm feeling really, really happy the final polo win after feeling this tournament as a whole. Super ecstatic about the momentum I had as a late and for it to come to close of victory. Probably overall number one seed feels really good. Even though I got a bit luckier this tournament, I don't want to undermine that I've done pretty well so far. I hope to keep this going into the D2 Championship, potentially D1 as well. So, yeah, I mean, I think the best way to describe this match for Marble was an exclamation point. Because I mean, it definitely was on the cards a bit lopsided there. I mean, Knight at points was really just kind of struggling to get much going. But in the end, Marble again just kind of today felt like his day and was not gonna make sure that one didn't slip away from him. So ultimately able to get it done. I do need to check the matchup results here. Let me just quickly mention this for Nova. Yeah, just kind of to make sure we have that because game one had a 4 minutes subtraction. But um, yeah, but again, Marvel getting it done. I'll get some more thoughts here from Marvel, but uh, yeah, that's gonna officially be the end of the regular season here as we go into the playoffs now. Alright, gonna keep it going for Marble here, and we'll also officially award Marble his I guess his trophy, which in a way is the role here. So Marble officially gets it done, and will officially be the 2026 Jazz July champion. He is the one who is able to play the right notes, and officially claims his spot into the D2 championship here. And we will see him in the post. We'll see him in the postseason. I will say, I mean, I think for everyone knows this. I think Marble is already in a pretty good spot to make the championship, but I mean, this is definitely a slam dunk to get in. So, gonna have to see how the momentum goes here. As yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, Marble
Yeah,
looking
I
to be
mean,
in good spot to potentially be the number 1 overall.
back-to-back finales, highest total win count, and winning the final tournament. Yeah, that might win a point or two.
All right. It's been absolutely surreal. Went from being fairly mid over all over the place to suddenly prove myself as a powerhouse in the last 220s. Everything's been looking up for me lately. Can't wait to see what the future holds. Looking forward to playing in the chip for the first time. So not going to be easy, but I'll give it my all. All right. Well, again, that will do it here. Gonna cut to the final bracket, and there's your final update. MarbleCyde officially wins Jazz July. And we'll move on to the D2 Championship here. We'll join Lavina, Sam, and Dino there officially into the D2 Championship, along with a few other names that will be revealed in due time. But regular season is now officially over. Congratulations to the MarbleCyde on the victory. And now we're moving into the playoffs here, and this is gonna be interesting here because again, with the LCQ format being tweaked a bit, I mean, obviously, there's going to be people who I think people have an idea of might be in, but especially that bubble, that's going to be really interesting because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be sitting there and hoping and praying that they're going to be able to get in. Um, but we'll see how that all unfolds here. Aiko, as we go into the postseason here, any final thoughts? I would say you definitely qualify as one of those people who will 99% be in the postseason, but as to where you'll be, TBD. But just kind of any thoughts going into that?
Yeah, I mean, this is very interesting. I do feel like I am on that bubble and am potentially 50-50 with someone else. But that remains to be seen, and that is up to our commission to decide. So, best of luck to everyone, no matter where they end up in the postseason, of course. And yeah, we'll be looking forward to seeing how that pans out.
All right, we'll see how it all pans out. And again, reveal show. We'll announce when we have that all set up and ready to go. Hopefully, should be a good one. Looking to try a few different things that we have not done before with that. So hopefully, should be a good time for everyone as we reveal the postseason field. But that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for watching the stream. Thank you so much for watching Jazz July and the final performance finale. Congratulations to the MarbleCyde on winning Jazz July. Thank you, Aiko, for co-commenting this one with me. It's been a blast having you here for the last 3 matches here. Been kind of putting in a bit of a shift here because did both Final Fours and now doing the finale here. So glad to have you with me. This was a bit of an early stream, but ultimately, it's good to have you
Happy to
in both.
join when I
All right.
can.
All right, and again, want to thank Nova and Yepes for refing. So I had 2 refs there. I know Syntax was also looking to be a 3rd ref in the mix there as well. If Syntax wants, maybe Syntax could put in the match results, so then that he could be a 3rd ref. Because I know he wanted to break the ref record for some reason. So I mean that would be a way to, I guess, tie it. But yeah, on behalf of Miko Kamser Eiko, our referees, both our players, everyone who played in Jazz July, and everyone who came out to watch the stream, thank you so much for watching. Congratulations to the MarbleCyde. Gets redemption from Medieval Mayhem and will win the tournament. Moves on to the D2 Championship here. And for the rest of the field, it's now decision time here. We will find out who's in the D2 Championship, who's in the LCQ, and for some people, whether their season will be able to continue or not. Should be a good one here. Should be a very tense one here, and I think above all, I am most looking forward to all the discussion surrounding, because I know there's going to be a lot of opinions on who gets in and who gets out. So that's always one of my favorite parts about this time of the season. is all discussion on who is in, who is out, and who's on the bubble. So that'll do it. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you all next time for the LCQ and the D2 Championship in South Beach. So until then, I'm G-Man. Take care, everyone. Have a good one.